joined today by Kris Martinick, CEO of Botola Energy. Kris, thanks for your time.
Thanks very much for having me.
You're moving into development of your Botswana gas project, a significant development. What does the development program look like?
Well, right now we have completed quite an extensive exploration and appraisal program. So we've brought gas to surface, we've recertified, we have 454 BCF independently certified by Sproule and a greater prospective resource of 7 TCF. We've drilled 11 wells, so that represents 5% of the acreage, which is 420,000 hectares, massive land holding, and we've got a market on our doorstep that we're aiming to move through from appraisal now into development because we need to get this gas to market. So that's our main focus right now, and it's the commercial discussions to bring in a development partner who would effectively farm into that the project which we own 100% of.
You talk about gas needing to come to market quickly. Not well known to Australian investors, but there is a significant gas shortfall not too far away in not just Botswana, but all of Southern Africa.
Yeah, Sasol have now announced that 2026, and they've just recently found a little bit more gas. Early 2027, they turn off the taps to South Africa. They supply themselves and themselves only. And South Africa is a significant market. We're seeing about 100 petajoules per annum consumed in South Africa right now, with 50 of those petajoules consumed in Johannesburg, which is about 600 kilometres from our site. Now, originally when the gas was found in the early 2000s, everyone wanted to take gas from Botswana to a shoreline and convert it to LNG and ship it to Asia or Europe. Now, the market is right there on the doorstep. So it's a significant challenge to get it there within the next 3 years, and there's so much demand that there's enough room for everybody.
And country support, region support, are you seeing that lift given the announcements of the supply crunch coming?
Yeah, we saw a significant change earlier this year with the South African elections going on. There was a huge amount of interest that started to come through from many South African companies, especially from those who are within the Independent Gas Users Association, but also from some of the big funds like the Central Energy Fund or the development corporations as well, who are mandated to try and bring gas into South Africa, either through LNG, which they're going to import from Asia or wherever, or from indigenous gas sources like what we have.
You touched on commercial discussions. How are they going? You can't say too much, but are they going in the right direction?
They are. So we have several who are now well and truly through their due diligence processes. So we've had a data room open for the last couple of months. And so we've been going through rigorous questions and negotiations. So we'd like to see something happening by the end of the year, which would really underpin now moving into the next stage, which would be bankable feasibility study, and then into first production. So depending on the final, commercial agreement and the scale of the agreement, we could be starting with something much bigger than we initially looked at.
Looking at the future, for shareholders, what are the milestones they should be focusing on?
Well, I think that the near-term milestone will be, we have some mining. We're converting from a prospecting license to a mining license. We have one last environmental approval. We're continuing with our gas desorption testing. So there's a few smaller bits like that, but really the big kickers are going to be around the commercial discussions, because we are effectively bringing someone else in to use their funding to bring this into production. We've spent enough of shareholders' money, we've spent enough of our cornerstone investors' money, we're now going to spend someone else's money to take this into production for an energy-starved region.
Commercial discussions advancing, a Tier 1 jurisdiction with neighbours desperately calling out for gas. Exciting times ahead for Botola and its shareholders. Kris, thanks for your time.
Thank you very much for having me.